commercially successful. So doing the right thing doesn't have to be bad business. Doing good. Parents, carers, of course we're there to look after and love our children, but how much do parents, including myself, see their children? They're at school 190 days of the year, 10 hours a day, they're in the high street playing with their friends, and the whole point of this strategy is that we want parents to be the best parents in the world. But when they're not in the home, of course we want the high streets to be safer. We don't want them, marketed to with junk food on their iPads and their phones and their games. We don't want our Olympic events and biggest sporting events owned by sugar.
And are they listening or opposite?
Well, I hope they're listening, but this is a game. In there's a game. Out here's the real world. I did the whole thing. Where's my Eton Mess gone? The Eton Mess was just a bit of fun. I didn't want people to turn up today and be aggressive or violent or do what they were doing in Washington or in Paris. I wanted to be British about it and have a laugh. But the Eton Mess is profoundly symbolic of a very privileged part of society. The kids and families most affected by this are in the poorest communities. If you look at the map of the poorest, it's also the map where COVID had the highest mortality. It's not right. Now is the time to act. I've seen what hopeless looks like. When I did the school dinners campaign 15 years ago, which is where we had more legal standards for dog food and we had none for kids food 190 days of the year, guess who was pepping up then? Guess who gave me grief then? The only minister, Boris Johnson. And he was shut up in 24 hours because he was an unimportant minister at the time. Like, this man hasn't had a precedent of caring about people, whether they're vulnerable or not, poor or not. So, I was hoping that his near scrape with death and his recent fatherhood might inspire him to feel this differently. This is not like a cute campaign. It ain't jazz hands. This is fundamental, and it's for all your people listening. It's not about one thing here and one thing there. It's a bit annoying. It's as profound as the smoking ban. It saves lives. It's about making young people do better, live longer, and be more productive.
Is he protesting against me?
No, he's protesting about your obesity policy.
No, okay. We are very, very. We understand the vital importance of tackling obesity. It costs the NHS huge sums of money. People feel healthier, happier. Their quality of life is much better if they lose weight. Speaking entirely personally. Now, there are lots of things you got to focus on, including diet, eating less. Or eating less is the most important thing. But there are some things at the moment where we think they make very little difference to obesity, and they can affect people's weekly outgoings, people's budgets. And at this particular time, if people can save on their food bills with some offers, then I think we've just got to be flexible whilst continuing to tackle obesity.